Hey there. So the more I get into this new initiative of me using Lose It in conjunction with my Apple Watch to lose weight again, and looking back over my experiences with this in late 2019, early 2020, where I was making progress, lost 30 pounds, but then I stopped dead in my tracks because, as I know now, I knew then, but I really know now that my habits were really bad, that I was still eating too much, and I was basically, on average, I was eating maintenance basically for the weight I was at that point, 199 pounds. And there was no way I was ever going to break out of that until I stopped eating the way I was eating. And the more I've been thinking about that, the more it's sinking into me again. And I think I've talked about this on the channel before, but a lot of what this is about for me, in forming new habits, it has a lot to do with training myself to not binge anymore. I was thinking about this because there was an old audio journal entry that I found last night from, I think it was December of 2019. I was, commenting on how I knew that I was going over budget a lot, but somehow I was still losing weight, and it was puzzling me, and I didn't really understand why, but I also knew that my habits were really bad, and sooner or later I was going to have to break out of it. And I talked about how much trouble I was having controlling my cravings, particularly at the time, binge drinking. I'm a huge craft beer fan, and at the time, I just all too often I was indulging way too much, and like the highest calorie beers you can imagine, like imperial stouts, double IPAs, and all that kind of thing. It was tremendously difficult for me to control myself, and has a lot to do, I think, with why I found myself in that predicament. Is that I just, throughout that fall, while I was losing weight, I think I just got a little too zealous about the success I was having, and I never really got a handle on my binging habits. My tendency to binge was really not that well controlled at all, because I just kept doing it. I would go way over my budget one day because of eating like that or drinking like that, and then the next day I would like fast half the day to pull the reins back on the horse, as it were. So there was a lot of this going on, and that's why I think I managed to keep losing weight down at least to 199, and I kind of stayed there for a couple months until the pandemic kicked in and just everything fell apart. That's why, again, I've said this before, but I think it's absolutely essential now that I stay, as far as my budget is concerned, on Lose It daily. Well, not necessarily daily, but weekly. I've got to stay in the green, because sometimes I go over a little bit, not like thousands of calories over, but there'll be days where I go up maybe 50 to 100, maybe 200 calories over. But then it'll get balanced out by underages. I don't know if it's a word, underage. It'll balance out because I've been under budget on several other days during the week, if not most days. As long as I can manage that, as long as I can hold on to staying under budget on a weekly basis, I think I'm going to be fine, because it really is about looking forward to how I'm going to be able to eat and maintain my goal weight once I get down to 177 pounds or thereabouts. How many calories am I going to be able to eat? What's the net calorie average that I need to maintain at that weight? That's, what I need to be thinking about, not how many pints of ice cream can I fit in my budget in the span of a week. I can't do that. I should have, those are bad habits that I never should have formed in the first place. Will I eat a whole pint of Ben & Jerry's at some point? Yeah, probably. But I have to do it very sparingly, and the craft beer thing too, like those imperial stouts that I'm so fond of. It's essentially like drinking a piece of cake. Those things, like a 12-ounce serving of that stuff can be anywhere from 300 to, sometimes 400, 450 calories. It's insane. I love it, but oh my God, it's not healthy to be consuming that many empty calories on a regular basis. It just does you no favors. So, but anyway, just sum it up. I want my weeks to look like this, not so much like this. I can't do this anymore. This was horrible. So yeah, gonna stay in the green. I'll see you on Friday.